So I happen to decipher everything that I read, which you should question everything. What causes wars? Really mean, insane, abusing, controlling narcissists. There you go. But here we go. What causes wars and what causes fightings among you? Is it not your passions that are at war in your members? You should go with your passions and do what you passionately love to do. That would be what an all-loving God would want. Okay. An artist to do their artwork, musician to do their playing, a builder, a god, someone who, whatever you love to do, do it. Make decorations, take care of animals. So, yeah, doing your passion is what people should be doing in their life so they're happy. You desire and do not have, so you kill. Well, that is what insane abusers do to the vulnerable victims that they choose. They hate themselves and they desire and they don't have, so they decide to kill their vulnerable victim. How's that? There you go. Why don't they write that in there? And you covet and cannot obtain. Whoa. The insane abuser covets the vulnerable victim. And sometimes they do obtain them because the vulnerable victim will kill themselves because the insane abuser is so bad, like Mr. Bobbitt, okay, like Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh my God, none of his victims got, any chance to live whatsoever at all. I don't know. I ain't looking this story. I don't give a shit about how he's evil. You do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly, to spend it on your passions. That's what you should do. Go out and eat a steak dinner with good potatoes and olive oil. And spend it on your passions. Yeah, I want to go out and drink grapefruit juice and orange juice. Unfaithful creatures. What's an unfaithful creature? I think that is the insane abuser who just steals, kills, and destroys everything that vulnerable victim is. All right. Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Well then, am I allowed to be mad at my God because my God made me here on the earth? So that means I'm enemies with everybody? Well, you know what? Thanks a lot, God. Yeah, thank you so much. Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy with God. Okay, he means, sexual immorality, which is in, everyone. Guys that beat up their women, who expect them to be faithful to them. They're womanizers, and they go out with any woman they want, and then I don't even want to get in the other, and then saying joblessers. I don't even want to go there. Just forget that shit. Okay, he that yearns jealousy over the Spirit, which he has made to dwell in us, but he gives. See, that's really hard to read. And it's good to be proud of your children when your children do well. It's good to be proud of your mate when your mate does well. Okay, whatever. But it is good to be humble and not be haughty and think that you're all that and you're the best thing that ever happened on the face of the planet. And you can do whatever you want and harm all the vulnerable victims that you choose. Alright. Yeah. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. No, the devil lives all around you. Ask any vulnerable victim out there. Go ahead. Ask any vulnerable victim. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. No, they're attacked at all sides because they have nothing. What about that? Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Now, that's true. But not for the homeless. Every time they pray, sure, that's 5 minutes of peace. Maybe they have the peace that passes understanding for 5 minutes, and then they're freezing cold again. How's that? There you go. Be real. Cleanse your hands, you sinners. What? See, what about the insane abusers? Right. Purify your hearts, you men of double mind. Oh, yeah, well, fuck. The insane abusing narcissists are very double-minded, and nothing happens to them, do they? Okay, whatever. Do not speak evil against one another, brethren. He that speaks evil against a brother or judges his brother speaks evil against the law and judges the law. Well, is the law wrong because man made the law? Does anybody think about that? But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. Therefore, is one lawgiver and judge. It's very, very, very poorly written right here. This is not a third grader would be able to write better than this. The Bible is very hard to read. That paragraph is hard to read. Forget that paragraph. But this is interesting. This is what I always said. James 4:14. Down here. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and get gain, whereas you do not know about tomorrow. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we shall live and we shall do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. No. Some rich people don't boast at all. They do what they want. They're free. They have freedom. Okay, so this is a lie right here. Whereas you do not know about tomorrow. What is your life? Some people have it made, and they have a good life. Most people don't. But that's a lie right there. People know what they're doing. Most people who have it made know what they're doing tomorrow. Okay, well, yeah. Poor people don't. Okay? What should all the poor homeless people do? Take a gun and shoot them? I mean, they have nothing. Okay, it's very, very sad. Like, what else do you want me to say? I'm just real. But it says, man is but a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. That's a scary point in the Bible. Now I'll get to the other verse. What is man's life but a vapor? Right here in 1 Corinthians 13. But when the perfect comes, the imperfect will pass away. Vanish. Okay, right there. There's another vanish scripture in the Bible. So this is one important part of the Bible right here. As love never ends, as for prophecies, they will pass away, vanish. As for tongues, they will cease. I don't know what they mean by tongues. What, speaking in tongues? I don't believe in that. As for knowledge, it will pass away. Pass away. It will vanish. As everything that you know on the earth is imperfect and... Okay. Shit, wait. It will pass away. Alright, so it will vanish. As for knowledge, it will vanish. For our knowledge is imperfect and our prophecy is imperfect. But when the perfect comes, which is God's blood, Jesus, that conquers the wickedness in heavenly realms, the imperfect will pass away. Now, this part is a lie right here. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. When I was a child, I wanted to die all the time. I didn't speak like a child. I couldn't even talk. I was like withdrawn in myself, suicidal. I didn't think like a child. I didn't reason like a child. I reasoned like an old, ugly old woman that wanted to die. Okay, I was abused to death. I was severely traumatized. I never had a childhood. Just X that off right there for me. So that doesn't count for me. Does not apply. Alright? I thought like a child, or, whatever. I gave up childish ways. For now, we see in the mirror dimly, but then face to face. See that? Okay. Insane, abusing narcissists never, ever see themselves. They don't even know what they do. So, whatever, you have to read with discernment. So, that part right there, X that out in the Bible. Just take a big red marker. X. Alright, this is a good part. Love is patient. Supposed to be patient. Yeah, who's patient, man? Kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. See, then why is God jealous? And you have to boast about God? There you go. That's a contradictory in the Bible. I just read that in one of the verses that I read this morning. Okay. There you go. That's contradictory. God is a jealous God, and you should boast in him. That was 1 Corinthians 1:26. See, that's contradictory right there. Hey, man. Does anybody read? Anybody pay attention? Well, most people don't care about the Bible. All right. It is not arrogant, rude. Love is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Now, the bad thing is to believe all things with that. Okay? Because, you don't want to believe insane, abusing narcissists because they'll just... Well, you have to be a vulnerable victim for that. They choose who they destroy. Alright, so there's some truth there. Now, what's the best part of this? For me, but it's a very unpopular scripture. Our knowledge is imperfect, and our prophecy is imperfect, but will pass away. Okay. As for knowledge, it will pass away. So that right there is sad, for the human, that is a very unpopular Bible verse, of course, so, well, there's that Bible verse. Let him who boasts, boast in the Lord. Why? How many vulnerable victims suffer on this earth? So should they all be mad? Should all the people in the Holocaust be mad? Should the Turpins, the 13 children that were in the House of Horrors, should they be mad at God? God made them, right? Right? Who made them? How are they here? So the Bible is questionable, but there are jewels. Okay. God's blood is good. There are jewels in the Bible. But you have to decipher the Bible, of course. Man wrote it, so what does man do? He fucks everything up. That's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Okay. Hey, there's another pass away verse. Vanish. What is man's life? But he vanishes. Yet among the mature we do impart wisdom, although it is not a wisdom of this age, or the rulers of this age, who are doomed to vanish, pass away. But we impart a secret and hidden wisdom of God, which God decreed before the ages for our glorification. None of the rulers of this age understood this. For if